here having a big time this afternoon. There's Heidi Foster over there. There's Gene Martin, old Oswald sitting over there, Jim Riddle, Junior Husky. Everybody here ready to have a big time. Yes, so let's have a big time. Fellas, I didn't have time to rehearse this number that I'm going to do now, but I've been doing it for the past 65 or 30 years. And if you fellas will kind of stay along with me, I'll do the Talking Blues.
There you go.
I sure do hate to do this. Now, if you want to get to heaven, let me tell you how to do it. Grease your feet to a little mutton suet. Fly right over in the promised land. Slip right over in the devil's hand. Go easy. Make it easy. Go greasy. I was standing in the corner by the mantelpiece. I looked over my head and a bucket of grease. Greased my feet, a little axe of grease, slipping up and down that mantelpiece, hunting matches, cigarette butts, chewing about. Now out in the wildwood, sitting on a tree, I sat down on a bumblebee. Thought it was a snake or bug, you see. Second thought, I know it was a bee, 'cause it kept stinging. Aching too, no relief. Now it ain't no use me working so hard. I got a woman in the rich folks' yard. When to kill chicken, I saved me the head. Thinks I'm working, but I'm laying in bed sleeping, having a good time, dreaming about her. Now behind the hen house of the night, it was awful dark and I had no light. Scrambled around and got a hold of the goose. Folks said you better turn him loose, jump gullies, rose bushes, dodge bullets too. Now behind the hen house on my knees, thought I heard that chicken sneeze. It was only a rooster saying his prayers, giving out to him for the hens upstairs. This preaching, hens are singing, roosters praying, taking up collection, paying off in eggs, stuff like that. Yes, sir. That was the Talking Blues. It sure was. Jim, how about all you boys, Heidi, Pete, and all of the rest of the gang get up here, and let's do that number I used to do a long time ago. It's called Tooth Picking Time in False Teeth Valley. It's in the key of E, fellas. There's a valley that is fine down in sunny Caroline, where the people wear their false teeth by the score. They ain't got no teeth to eat, only cornbread and fat meat, 'cause they had 'em pulled out 40 years before. When it's tooth picking time in False Teeth Valley, all the ladies get their toothpicks out at night. After supper in the evening by the moonlight, they pick their store-bought teeth with all their might. Once for supper I was late, but they didn't hesitate. They just went right on to eating all the grub. But there's one thing that I hate. I had lost my upper plate, and the bottom one was wore off to a nub. When it's tooth picking time in False Teeth Valley, all the ladies get their toothpicks out at night. After supper in the evening by the moonlight, they pick their store-bought teeth with all their might. I'll play one now, Oz. Ain't that pretty? There's a girl named Lucy Lockett, wears her false teeth in her pocket. 'cause they're too darn big to eat with, don't you see?
Don't forget it now, Bob.
When I take her out to dine, then I always loan to mine, 'cause I had 'em tailor-made for her and me. When it's tooth-picking time in Falls Teeth Valley, all the ladies get their toothpicks out at night. After supper in the evening by the moonlight, they pick their store-bought teeth with all their might. Well, that's an old time there, Jim Riddle, how about you coming up here? You was telling the boys a few minutes ago about the time that I scared you. Why don't you tell them?
I embarrassed myself.
Tell them about it, Jim. How about it?
We was up in Maryland playing park on a Labor Day, and Benny Martin was working with us then. He was pretty nervous that day. So Robert was leaning up against the post, and I started walking toward him, and just as I got right within hearing distance, Robert said, "Hey, Jim, turn around and scare old Ben." Well, the first thing I thought was Ben walking right behind me, and I wheeled around and threw my arms up, and I went, "Rah!" as loud as I could. And there's three guys walking right behind me I'd never seen in my life. That really got away with me. He didn't do nothing. He laughed, got out on the ground. Whoa.
Oh, we have a lot of fun traveling around and all. Jim, how about coming up here, you and Heidi, and we'll take the jug band. Oz, you get the old jug and kind of tune it up over there, Oz, and let's do the Jesse Jug Polka.
Whoop, I missed that one, but that's all.
Go ahead, start over again. I think that's kind of a double ending on that, don't you, Jim?
Yeah, that was a good ending, Robert. You did a fine job on that.
What key was out in then?
I don't know. I didn't. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our guest artists this afternoon, singing a little number that I wrote. I met a boy on the street one time, and it kind of come to my mind. And I wrote this number about the little boy. And Gene Martin, there's no other one could sing it. I picked him to do this number for me, and it's called Lonesome for Mother. Gene?
I walked down the street one evening. I saw a little boy so sad. I asked him to tell me his troubles, and these were the sad words he said. My mother, she left left me this morning to join my father so dear. My clothes are so thin and so ragged, there's nothing left for me here. A crowd soon gathered around him. He bowed his little head in shame. His little lips, they quivered when someone asked him his name. And you know, no one there seemed to want him, so I took him along with me. Yes, I took him along with me. And I gave him a home and some money. He didn't need it. No, he needed comfort, but I gave him some money. And often since then, these words, they've come back to me. Sir, you see, my mother, she left me this morning. Yes, she left me to join my father. My father that was so very, very dear. And sir, my clothes, they're so thin, and they're also so very ragged. So there's nothing left for me here.
Thank you, Gene Martin. Thank you for a very wonderful job on that little number, Lonesome for Mother. Let's do this old number. Here's an old-timey. It's in the key of D. We're going to give Jim time to get his other 8,000 harp up here. Jim, let's do this sipping cider through a straw. The prettiest girl I ever saw was sipping cider through a straw. Was at the fair, the county fair, standing by the prizes there. A flouty dress was sort of red, a ribbon blue was on her head. I looked at her, how I did gauge. She had such pretty wind in ways. Says I to her, now don't you know that sipping cider's all a go? Says she to me, if that be true, may I sip cider here with you? We rode the ride, both long and tall. I held her close, she couldn't fall. Went to each show out at that fair. I spent 3 bales of cotton there. Cotton candy, we ate a ton. Says she to me, ain't we got fun? But I said to her, now don't you know that sipping cider's all a go? And cheek to cheek and jaw to jaw, we both sip cider through a straw. But best of all, that straw did split, and I sipped cider from her lip. Ah, yes, sir. Sipping cider through
Y'all
a
didn't
straw.
wait till I get through.
I think we kind of jumped the gun there then on sipping cider. Jim, how about handing my washboard up here? And
Watch him drop
that's
it.
all right.
Hold it, Doc. society to get
Oh,
after
you showed him there, Jim.
Jim, hand me those thimbles. You know it goes good with the washboard.
How you doing over there, Husky?
Huh?
Much obliged.
I think you hid them over there somewhere. Yeah, he'd find them after a while. This is a little tune that we used to all get together way back yonder and do. And Jim, I think that you and Heidi Foster take this number off, don't you? And it's a little tune called...
what now?
It goes like this.
What's the name of it?
It goes like this.
Oh, what you gonna
That's,
show?
that's the name. Let's go, fellas. There's a pretty melody, it's funny melody. Someone brought it over from across the sea. Ever since the day it came, I've tried to learn its name. What it's all about, maybe you can help me out. It goes like this. Da 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 da. It goes like this. Da 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 da. And it goes da 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 da. And it goes da 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 da. While you're right in the middle of a doggone thing, everybody starts to sing. It goes like this. Da 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 da. It goes like this. Da 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 da. What can the name of it be? It goes like this. Da 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 da. Oh, what a funny melody. Goes like this. Da 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 da. It goes like that. Da 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 da. What can the name of it be? It goes like this. Da 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 da. Oh, what a funny melody.
Did you ever hear the line?
Boy, that's everybody getting together. Howdy, how about a little theme song there? Come down.